What up guys, Tychondrous here doing another toy review, and this is the last of these figures I have for the moment, which is the Batman animated series Catwoman figure. I picked this one up recently enough at retail. The local kind of toy chain store has only started bringing these out. I'm not sure if they're going to continue with them or if these are the only figures from that line we're going to get. But I did manage to pick up a few of them, which was Robin, Catwoman, and New Adventures of Batman. So, I really like this figure. It's, I always liked this design over the New Adventures design. I really thought the New Adventures design of Catwoman was fairly creepy, with her kind of really washed out white skin tone and kind of giant eyes. And she had like oversized head, whereas this one is a little bit more proportionate and she looks a little bit better. I kind of like the grey jumpsuit as well over the black one. So onto the box itself. So as with all the previous figures from this line and wave I've reviewed, it's the exact same packaging, as character number down here, so she's number 4. Name is Catwoman, which is down the side. Has sculpted by Irene Mathar on the side of the packaging. Then on the back it's just the red Batman silhouette logo. And as I said in all the other reviews that I've done of these figures, the difference between the animated series and New Adventures is the backgrounds for animated series are red and the ones for the New Adventures are blue. So you just come packed with the pamphlets that the other ones have. So as I said, just showing off, she has the red background for animated series, and then New Adventures are the blue backgrounds. Logos are slightly different as well. New Adventures is just Batman, animated series is just Batman, whereas New Adventures is Batman, Robin, and Nightwing are shown on the box, or on the artwork for the packaging. There's no write-ups as well for any of the figures. So for Catwoman's insert, you actually get a good few more figures shown than the Batman or the Robin one had. So you got Batman himself, which is the New Adventures version, which I've reviewed already, and his episode he's from is called Mean Season. Then you got Two-Face, which is from Sins of the Father, which I think is the first introduction for Two-Face. Then you got Mr. Freeze, which is Cold Comfort. Catwoman, which is the Cat and the Claw Part 1, which is what this figure is from. And then you got Joker, The Last Laugh. Robin from Robin's Reckoning, which is the figure I've reviewed already, which is the Dick Grayson style Robin as opposed to Tim Drake. You got Man-Bat, which is from Leather Wings. Poison Ivy from Chemistry. Killer Croc and Baby Doll from Love is a Croc. Robin, this is the Tim Drake version of Robin, which is from New Adventures, and his episode is from Old Runes. Then you got the Creeper from Beware the Creeper. And then you got Harley Quinn from In the Man Who Killed Batman. Or from the episode The Man Who Killed Batman. They are color-coded for which series they're from. So the blue background ones are from all New Adventures lines and episodes. And the red ones are from the animated series. So the reason why they have the episodes listed underneath them is so that the accessories that they come with are sort of episode specific. So for example, the Catwoman that I'm going to review, she comes with this pearl style necklace, which is one of the necklaces that she steals from that episode. She also comes with these binoculars that she uses in that episode. I don't think they turn up again in the series, but that's why there you have the little subtitles for their specific episodes. And then the other thing she comes with is this pamphlet showing how to assemble the figures and how to put the stand together on the back. So what's interesting is it shows the Mr. Freeze figure, which looks really cool. He actually has a removable head and he has the spider legs, which is really cool. And then you have Two-Face, Batman, or Catwoman, and Batman from New Adventures. So they are all really cool. Unfortunately, there's some heavy goods traffic going past the house at the moment, so you might hear that in the background. So, onto the figure herself. Actually, just before I do the figure, I review the figure, I just want to talk a little bit about the stand. Now, the stand she comes with is a similar stand to all the other figures, with the exception of the claw itself that connects this is the one from Batman from the new from animated series, and this is from Catwoman. It has a different claw mechanism, and I think the reason for that is because the figure is a slightly thinner figure than the others, so they gave her a different sort of connector. And then on the base, as with all the other figures, you have the turnaround. So you got forward, side, and back. Forward, side, and back images of kind of just black and white images of the character, name of the character, and the name of the show, which version of the show it's from, and you got the Batman logo then up the top. So, onto the figure itself. Well, I'll do accessories first, and then I'll do the figure. So, as with all the figures in this line, she comes with a bunch of additional hands, and I have one of her accessories in her hand, which I'll just pull out there quickly. So she comes with this whip, this kind of cat o' nine tails whip, which is folded up inside the box. It's kind of all curled up, so hence the way it still has the curl to it, and it fits her gripping hand really, really nicely. She has sort of two styles of gripping hands, which I'll get into in a second. So unlike the Batman and the Robin figures, her default hands she comes with in the box are these open ones. They're very open, and they kind of look really pointed, like she has the claws out. And then you get an additional pair of these kind of open hands. So you got this kind of slightly more open gripping hand, which is designed to hold on to the binoculars. So it gets a kind of light fit on it. Let's see if we can get it a bit better. It kind of slides in, but she kind of gets a grip on it, but it's not a total super tight grip. Let's see if we can get focus. I'm sure Arnold will be telling me all about the chirping crickets while it's focusing. There is the binoculars she comes with, and then she comes with the kind of more clawed hands, more gripping hands, which is designed for, you can put the necklace in this one as well, or you can put the whip that she comes with in that one. So the hands I have on her at the moment are the right hand for the whip, and this hand which kind of looks really well, just holding the necklace pretty loosely. And then the last accessory she comes with is this kitty cat. So she comes with a little cat. It's pretty cool that the legs are all individually articulated on it. Usually the figures like this, I would have expected them just to do the figure, legs, both being from the same kind of source, so they would just move back and forth together in unison, but these ones are all individual. So it's quite cool. The cat can go up on her shoulder as well. I've seen some really cool pictures where the cat is just kind of laying on her shoulder. It will fit there. It's loose fit, so it's just a matter of balancing the cat on her shoulder, but the cat will fit there. So it's kind of cool. And then onto the figure herself. So, sorry, knocked the stand over. Head is on a ball joint. She got some great posability. Head can go 360. Arms can go out quite far, and they can rotate 360 as well. She has single jointed elbows. She can get good 90-degree bends. She has a wrist swivel and wrist hinge. Now, unlike Batman and Robin, she has no waist articulation. They had a waist swivel, whereas she doesn't. But she still has that kind of weird, kind of T-crotchy style hip joints. She can do splits that much. She could probably do a bit more, but I don't want to force them. Because when I did get her out, actually I should note that when I did get her in the box, her joints were very, very tight, so I had to give her a slight dunk in hot water just to loosen them up, because the paint had stuck a bit. And then you have single hinged knees, or our legs can go forward and back, not too much back because of the sculpt. Sorry, she can put her legs forward, but she can't put her back because of the sculpt. And then she got single hinge knees, which can do less, not much of a 90-degree bend. She does have a boot cut swivel, and then she has the ankle articulation and rockers. Or actually, she doesn't have the rockers like the other figures, but she has forward and back on the ankles. Again, I would be very careful with the ankles. As far as I remember, some of the first run figures were very fragile, because they ended up, what they started doing first is they were using clear plastic for the joints, which has a horrendous ability of snapping just doing normal poses. So a lot of people's figures just snapped at the hinges. It was a common problem amongst some of the Funko figures as well. Some of the earlier 6-inch Funko figures had clear plastic joints, and they were just very brittle, and they just snapped at the slightest movement, or even if they just tipped off the floor, they just completely shattered. So there you go, guys. There's a quick video review for the Batman animated series Catwoman figure. Just for scale, I'll bring in Batman himself. So she does stand a bit smaller than Batman, which is pretty show accurate. She was never as tall as Batman. Batman was quite a tall character, so she scales up pretty well. And just for another comparison, because I have him here she is with Robin. If we can just get him to stand again without her falling forward. So bear with me a moment. She's a little bit, there we go. So you can see there's a height difference between the line, but that is because of being show accurate. All the figures aren't the same scale, as all the characters in the show weren't the same scale as well. So there you go, guys. Quick video review for Catwoman, animated series Catwoman, made by DC Collectibles. I do highly recommend getting these figures if you can get them. Initially I wasn't planning on getting any of these figures, but I'm going to have to, as said, I already posted a picture on his Facebook page, but I'm going to have to give a shout to Jay from Toy News International, who was doing other reviews of these figures, and it's because I watched those reviews I started getting into these figures, so it's all his fault. So there you go, guys. This is a quick video review for the Batman animated series Catwoman. So as I said in my videos, if you like my videos, feel free to click like, feel free to comment, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.